going on, guys? So it's, what is it, Tuesday in Maryland. What time is it? 8 something, I believe. Can't see that far. So 2 boxes came in today. I'm going to open one tonight just because kind of got a late start to these. Went out to dinner, kids soccer games, shit like that. So this is one me and my buddy made a deal on, and finally got around to getting the deal sealed and shipped it out immediately. Very excited. Post office kind of fucked this thing up. This should have been here. This should have been here yesterday. They sent it to like up the street to another post office. So, yeehaw! I have faith in the post office these days. You can't even do that. But no big deal. They're here now. No sweat. So this is a cool piece. We'll talk more about it when we crack it open. See if we can get this bitch open for you. And this dude's cool as shit, man. His collection is par none. One of the best ones I've ever seen. You can just tell. I mean, even the way he displays his stuff is fucking amazing. Love this dude's collection. He's very knowledgeable as well, which is cool too. If you ever have a question or anything like that, you know, he would be one of the guys to go to, you know, about like the older stuff, shit like that, you know. Very knowledgeable, like an encyclopedia for masks and shit. So this is cool. I'm saying that it's not that big of a mask, so that makes me really happy because I thought this thing, just sometimes when you see these things in pictures, unless you see it next to a Coke can or something, you really don't know the size of the mask. So the original one, I believe, was definitely made by Steve Neal, and was made for distortions, I believe, in the 80s, in the early 80s, in the Twilight series, I believe. And it is this guy, Seemore. This fucking thing is awesome, just like you said, in person, you will love it. Just like I say, a lot of times when people take pictures of masks, they take them with the flash on, and it drowns out all of the detail in the mask. And then, you know, this is a nice thick pull. I think Steve, this is the second sculpt Seemore. Steve only ran 10 of these, and this is number 2, and he did this in 2010. So he either revisited the sculpt or he resculpted the entire thing. If you look at the originals and then this, you can see differences, you know what I mean? I don't edit my videos, so I could put comparison, you know, photos up next to this, which would be cool, but not happening. So it does have the nostril holes you can breathe out of. This is an uncut, non-wearable mask, unless you choose to cut it up the back, which obviously there's no way in hell I'm going to do that. But it does have very nice detail in the back with the, you know, the splotching all over the face and the back of the head. The lips are glossed, the eyes are glossed, inside of the nose is glossed. I love this thing. It's a really trippy looking sculpt. When I first saw it, I believe it was one of the old 80s ones, and it was sitting on a shelf, and I just loved the way it looked on that shelf, that vintage photo from back in the day, those vintage photos with all those old school masks when they were made back in that day, you know. It just looks so cool with all of them sitting up, all these old school stuff. So this one really stuck out to me, and I got very, very fortunate to pick this up. Like I said, there's only 10 of these, and these things are just not floating around everywhere. I have actually not even seen an original 80s distortions one in anybody's collection. So if you guys had one, I would love to see them. I do believe somebody got the original skull or mold and did make some. I'm not sure how many. I don't think Steve did it. Maybe Steve sold off his mold or whatever. Not sure. Somebody posted something after I had made the comment about this guy coming, and I should have reworded it better. But yeah, this is the second sculpt that Steve did, and these were all done by Steve himself. Steve's the man. Like I said, one of the greats, one of the many greats of you know, this mask um, you know, game we are in, collecting these things and loving these things for our hobbies. He is one of the you know, greats. You know, there's so fucking many, and he's one of them. So the ear holes are just kind of weird. They're just there. You know, it's not shaped like an ear or anything. It's just a fucking hole on the side. It's cool. The sculpt is just crazy. Like, look at it from the side. There's so many different looks to this thing, and I just absolutely love it. Like I said, fell in love with it. This guy's got a fucking great home. Probably gonna have to move a few things around there, I'm saying, which fucking sucks, but it's the name of the game. So much stuff out there, man. Somebody made a good point and said this season's just been really good, and I really feel like, you know, the end of 2018 has just been great for me. Mid to end of 2018, I just scored some really wonderful pieces that I never thought I'd own. So, you know, and this is what makes this shit fun, man. Mixing it up with these old great artists, and just, you know, not just collecting one thing for me. You know, I have lots of different artists, great sculpts, you know, and luckily, yeah, a lot of these things are rare that I own, but I'm just trying to mix things up from a lot of different artists, a lot of guys who paved the way for the new guys or whatever, you know. But yeah, this thing is fucking cool. Really nothing else to say about it. I'm sure a lot of you old head know a lot more about this than me. I'm just kind of spitting a little bit out about what I do know about it, from what I've been told and stuff like that. But it was nothing more than just simply I dug the sculpt. I loved it from the first time I saw it, and always kind of wanted one since I did see it, and I got very lucky with this. You know, I think these things are just not floating around, and the fact that this was done by Steve and a limited run of 10 makes it, you know, even so much cooler. And the guy who sold it to me, you know, stand-up dude, so I call him, you know, he's definitely a good friend. But like, if you see this thing looking at different angles, it just picks this light I have here picks up so much of the detail and just how cool this sculpt really fucking is. Fucking Seemore, 2010, and Steve signed it on the back. He limited it. He should have put it on the inside, but whatever. It's not going to be displaying it backwards. So this is number 2 of, I believe, a 10 run. Very, 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 very hard to obtain these. Super cool. Like I said, space is limited here, so do have to be careful with what I purchase. But what's crazy is there's just been so much shit that I can't say no to coming up lately, that, and then with, you know, Nightmare Force releasing their 2018 line, I picked up a few pieces from them. I actually got a Nightmare Force piece here. I want to do another video. And then 2019, it's just like, oh my god, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna keep up here, man. I mean, there's just so much good stuff coming our way, and I'm just thankful for it. It keeps the hobby fresh, keeps things exciting and fun. But yeah, here you go, Steve Neal, 2010 limited run, second sculpt Seemore, from an 80s one that he did many years ago. I was born a year after it was released, I believe. So, very cool. Here it is. Thank you. You know who you are. You are the man, sir. Boom. There it is. Appreciate it. Hope you guys liked the video. I'm gonna put up another video. I guess I'll try to knock out both videos, so stay tuned.